No, there is a sense of impatience in people for obvious reasons. They want to socialize, they want to go back to their work, and the process of opening up has also begun. So it is becoming even more difficult. When it was complete lockdown, then the scene was different. So, what additional caution you may offer for our viewers?
No, I think it's a very simple thing that what you are saying is not a good excuse, because everyone has to everyone has to act responsible way for their own safety and safety of others. So I have seen myself when you go to the gathering, even there are 10 people in a gathering, and after a while they forget that because they think that these are our friends, so we are safe, but it's not so. As you can see, what happened in the White House, that Rose Garden ceremony, even a couple of senators got the positive, COVID positive, president got COVID positive. So because they are my friends, I know them, so that's why they cannot be COVID, cannot be infective, and that's not true. So there is no way other way to avoid this thing. Even if you are bored, if you go to work or you are going out socially, make sure that you wear the mask, you stay away from the people at least some distance, and make sure that you do not go into the crowded place. And if you think that your surrounding people are not behaving responsible, you must walk out from that.
So that one should pay attention to. I think this is very important. If you don't feel comfortable being surrounded by many people, and if there is no social distance observed, then it is better to walk away. But Doctor, many times because of the protocol of the role that you have, let us talk about White House. And now, first about the symptoms that might have affected President Trump, would they be different than if someone has more impact of COVID? How medically you would differentiate the extent to which one is affected by COVID?
I mean, you cannot figure it out who has COVID, right? So, because a lot of COVID patients could be asymptomatic, so there is no symptoms,
Correct.
and they are not suffering, or they feel good and normal. So that's why it is very imperative that when you meet people in the crowd, you must wear the mask, which protects yourself as well as protects other people, and keep the distance. So that's the only way to do it. Now, even if you are exposed to the COVID patients or COVID infected person, not necessarily that you will get the COVID, because it all depends upon your individual immunity. So if you are lucky and if your immunity is good enough, you may not get infection. But if your immunity is not good enough, then you may get infection. And as you can see that again, example of the Rose Garden, there were 200 people were there, and 10 people got the COVID. So not everyone got COVID. Vice President didn't get COVID, or that Justice Amy did not get the positive infection. So it varies. It varies. You can't, and there's no way to predict that.
Absolutely. And now, from hospital, President Trump addressed, and while he was on his way back to White House, he also tweeted saying that there is no need to be scared of COVID, something like that. And he said under Trump administration, we have developed new drugs and things like that. So what do you think about these claims? And when you say don't be afraid of COVID as president, how one should translate that into one's practice?
I think if I heard correctly, what certain media is kind of saying is they are using the half sentence. It means what he said is that you should not be afraid of COVID, and COVID should not dominate your day-to-day life.
Correct.
But you should behave safely. See that sentence, most of the media, those who are not in his favor, are skipping that sentence. So if you they are talking out of context. So what he's saying is really that he's not saying that you don't scare of the COVID or you should not worry about COVID. What he's saying is that you should worry about COVID. You act safely, you behave safely, but make sure your day-to-day life should not be get dominated or overwhelmed by COVID, thought of the COVID.
So spirit should be such that you don't just feel low, etc. So I would look at it more like inspiring kind of a message than a
Yeah,
medical.
because at the end of the day, he's a leader. So he has to inspire the people and tell them that of course I think he definitely said that you have to act safely, and that was in context of that sentence. The second sentence was that, but people are picking up the out of context part of the sentence, so that's why it sounds horrible.
So I'm glad you saw the spirit behind this tweet, and now people are also criticizing the decision of his coming back to White House. Though
Well,
physician,
Well,
yeah,
that is again because we don't know the real medical story or detail of the story, and as long as him and his doctor agreed to let him go, that is good enough in a sense because you cannot second guess the doctor who is treating him and that doctor's judgment and decision.
absolutely. And
And
now,
then most likely he had a very mild COVID. That is my guess. He might COVID, but because he is the president of USA, they gave him all the available experimental and non-experimental treatment just to be on safe side. And the fact that he only required, what I understand from the media thing, that he required only Friday some oxygen, and that is normal. When anyone who has COVID and gets even fever or even mild COVID, they do get little lack of oxygenation, so they do need some short-term oxygen treatment. That doesn't mean that he was, and the fact that he came out and he looks now kind of okay. That shows that it was mild COVID, and it was treated. And so this kind of COVID, probably you and me could have stayed home and would have got better even.
yeah.
So that's the thing. So
So
I
now,
think this is all politics and media hype on either side, both sides.
absolutely. So now it is increasingly becoming more complicated due to political interest to go through the maze of developments and get to the truth. That is happening in several cases in India as well. But staying with USA and talking about the next presidential debate, which schedule is 15th October, probably at Miami, and President Trump says that he's going to be there. Uh, what is your gut feeling? Is it going to take place, or they would create some situation whereby, looking at his affected COVID recent development, there might be some change?
No, I think by then it will be 14 days plus. So, because I'm sure he got infected last Thursday or Wednesday. We don't know exactly, but one of those 2 days. So, I think by 15th, which is Wednesday next week, 14 days are done. So, yeah, after 14 days, he's not infective to anybody. So, I think the debate can happen if they want to do the debate.
We look forward to that debate and think people do get some idea about their next choice through these debates. Whether they totally change their views or not, yet that clarity overall helps the process. Now, moving towards India, Dr. Saab, recently, as you have also monitored for last couple of months, after the suicide or murder of Sushant Singh Rajput. Today, the report from AIMS declares that there is no angle of murder and it was a suicide. Though there is one channel in India which has also released yesterday as expose one audio leak where the same doctor was referring to it as potential murder. How do you see these developments, especially coming from an organization like AIMS?
Well, I think what I understand or I know that AIMS has not released any report yet. I think only doctor has leaked, Dr. Sudhir Gupta has leaked the report. And that report says that his report is conclusive, suggesting the suicide theory. But there are a lot of questions because this doctor never went to the suicide site or murder site. He never talked to the doctors who did the postmortem. And I think a month ago, this same doctor told a different story that this is definitely, after looking at the postmortem and the deficit in the postmortem and the photograph, that there is it definitely is a 200% murder. So we don't know why he changed his opinion in 2-3 weeks time without going to the Mumbai by sitting in the Delhi. So that raises a question. And also his past history is also kind of controversial in few murder cases. So we don't know. And the fact that AIMS hospital itself, president of the AIM or chairman of the AIMS hospital did not do any press conference. Usually, if they have report conclusive, then they do the press conference. So they are keeping their distance away from this doctor. So we don't know. And I understand that even parliamentary board, which is chaired by Subramaniam Swamy, has summoned him for question answer about this flip-flop. So we don't know whether this report is true or not.
So actually what question came to me is based on something that recently came in Times of India. But again, as you said, there are a lot of varying views which are floating, including a tweet by CBI saying that CBI investigation related to the death of Sushant Singh Rajput is still continuing and all the aspects are being looked meticulously, spokesperson CBI. Now, in this context, based on what I just mentioned from Dr. Sudhir Gupta, Shiv Sena has already started demanding apology from other leaders and media members. This is going to continue. And as you were mentioning with respect to America, politics comes and takes away certain issues in different directions. We just have few minutes left. Do you see there is a way which can help to move past these controversies in more harmonious, logical, and reasonable manner?
I hope so, because if you don't do that, then if there's this kind of controversy from the institute like AIMS, really gives bad name to the AIMS, because then whom to trust, right?
Yeah.
So I think they should have, if postmortem report is not conclusive, or they think that it was not conclusive, or there are too many holes in it, then they should have said that it is inconclusive and CBI should continue its investigation. And in this kind of murder, this kind of suspicious death, usually when there is no clear postmortem, or postmortem was botched by someone before, or whatever, then usually this kind of case decided by the circumstantial evidences. So I think let's see what happens. But I think this kind of leak by chief of the postmortem department is not very good thing, because that creates the questions and controversy, and they loses their trust in the big institute.
Absolutely. And as you were mentioning in the previous show that you have already taken advantage of the advanced ballot and you have voted already. So a proud American who has discharged his democratic responsibility and duty. As we conclude, I request you to say something to our viewers about the significance of voting and indeed staying safe. So, your parting words from today's show.
Well, I mean, since the election is only 4 weeks away, so I urge each and every my American fellow citizens to go out and vote, either in person or by mail. And because voting is only you get a chance every 4 years, and you must exercise that franchise. Now, as far as COVID is concerned, COVID is still here. It's not going to go away that soon. Vaccine is coming, but we don't know when. The newer treatment, medical treatment is also coming, but exactly we don't know when. So put the mask when you are in the public. Keep the personal hygiene as much as you can. Stay away, stay safe distance from the other people, and try not to be try not to attend any indoor gathering because of the poor ventilation or whatever, or inadequate ventilation. It is unsafe to do that. So that's my suggestion to everyone. So we'll see you next week. God bless America. God bless India. And thank you very much. See you.